In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things about getting views on Medium that you may not know. If you're new to my channel, my name is Corey and I'm a writer and content creator. It's my mission to share with you everything I know about how to make money online with your writing, so if you want to stay in the loop on all my latest writing tips, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I am an affiliate for the Medium referral program, which means that if you sign up to become a paying member using my referral link, I will make a commission. So anyone who's been writing on Medium for any length of time has at one point wondered about the mysterious Medium algorithm. Everyone wants to know, how does it work? How can we use it to make our articles go viral? Now, I'm not here to claim that I know exactly how the algorithm works or that there are any special hacks you can use to make your article go viral. However, I have noticed there are a lot of common beliefs that people have about the algorithm that I know aren't true because of my own experience on the platform. And I think it's important to address because it could mean the difference between staying motivated and consistent with your Medium efforts and giving up because you think the algorithm is shirking your content. So to that end, here are 5 things you may not know about getting views on Medium. Number 1, just because your article doesn't take off right away doesn't mean it's dead in the water. When I first started writing on Medium, if I didn't see any views on my content within the first 48 hours, I thought it was a flop. So it was very discouraging in the beginning because I would put all this time and effort into an article and then I would only get 10 views in a week. But what I've come to realize is that it can take time for your articles to gain traction. In general, my most successful articles usually start taking off about 1 to 2 weeks after it's been published. But sometimes I've had articles blow up months after I've posted them. For example, take a look at this article. I originally imported it to Medium from my blog on April 11th, 2021. The lifetime views show March, but that's because Medium backdated my article to when it was originally published on my blog. I was a total noob at the time and I didn't realize that the import function would do this, and I was discouraged because as a result, my article didn't even show up in the publication's feed because, according to Medium, the article was already more than a month old. So here on the day I published it on Medium, we can see I got a grand total of 5 views and 3 minutes of reading time. And it pretty much flatlined after that. Total bummer, right? But look at this crazy spike that happened in July. This is more than 4 months after I posted it, peaking at more than 14 hours of read time on July 27th before steeply declining again. But thanks to this strange burst in views, I made over $650 on this article to date. Not bad when you consider what a rough start it had. Granted, I don't see this happen a lot. I have had articles that were quite successful in the beginning and then got a smaller second wave of views later on, but this is the only article that I had that peaked months after I published it. The point is, it's possible. So if your articles are flopping in the beginning, there's at least hope that Medium might recognize your content later on and give it the attention it deserves. Number 2, curation helps, but it isn't everything. There's a lot of debate about curation as to what it means and how much it really helps your articles. Now, I've only been writing on Medium for about a year, but it seems that curation, which is now known as distribution, used to be a much bigger deal than it is now. Now, if you're not sure what curation means, it's basically that tag that says chosen for distribution under the title on your article's stats page. You'll also see this little dot on the graph that indicates the date the article was chosen for distribution. Basically, what this means is that your story will appear on the page of the tag that your story is curated under. It will also be pushed out to members who follow this tag via the homepage and the Daily Digest newsletter. In other words, it just gives your article a little bit more visibility. Now, Medium is pretty clear about their curation guidelines, and it's important that you follow those rules if you want to get your articles curated. But I did notice when I started my alternate account that it takes time for Medium to start regularly curating your articles consistently, even if you're doing everything right. So some people get frustrated because they can't seem to get Medium to curate their content. But the truth is, it's not the end of the world if Medium doesn't curate your articles. In fact, uncurated articles can still perform really well. For example, that last article I showed you that had spiked in July 4 months after it was published, not curated. And this article on my other account was also never curated, and it's earned over $350. So the takeaway here is that curation helps, but your articles aren't doomed if they aren't chosen for distribution. Number 3, the time of day or week that you publish your content doesn't matter as much as you might think it does. When I first started publishing on Medium, I was convinced that publishing on certain days would make or break my article. For example, if my article went live on a Friday or a Saturday, I would notice they would get a lot fewer views than if I had published them any other day of the week. But this kind of comes back to my first point about how the first 24 to 48 hours aren't really an indicator of your article's long-term success. And conversely, just because an article does really well in the first 48 hours doesn't mean that it's going to continue to do so. For example, look at this article I just published last month. The first few days it did really well with 1,000 views and nearly 18 hours of reading time on its fourth day. But then it declined to almost nothing after another week. Now compare that to some of the other articles I showed you where they didn't get curated and they took off months after they got posted. So the moral of the story is it doesn't really matter when you publish your content because the algorithm might pick it up days, weeks, or even months later. Number 4, you don't need to publish constantly. Another thing I see on Medium quite often is these 30-day writing challenges where people try to post on Medium every single day. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad thing or that it doesn't work, but it's just not necessary. And I think for many people, they would find it more stressful than motivational, especially if you end up publishing low quality content just to say that you published every day. Now, that's not to say that quantity and consistency aren't important, especially in the beginning. When I first started writing on Medium, I was publishing between 12 and 15 articles a month. And in a way, I think I kind of needed to publish that often because I was still learning what kind of content performed well on the platform. But less than half of those articles gained any traction. The truth is, you can post 100 articles on Medium, but if they don't appeal to your readers, you're not going to find much success on the platform. You're far better off publishing just one article a week that really resonates with your readers. Now, again, I'm not saying that quantity is bad. It can be a very good thing, but only if the quality of the article remains high. But I don't want you to feel bad if you can't publish every single day or even 3 times a week because you've got other stuff in your life, or maybe it just takes you longer to write a good article. Because you can still find success writing less often if you write articles that resonate with your readers. So in the last few months, I've really scaled back on how often I'm publishing on Medium because I'm just juggling a lot of projects right now. And in the last month, I've only published 4 articles across my 2 accounts. But I really zoned in on the article ideas that I thought my audience would like the most. I also have some older articles that are still bringing in a little bit of money every month and a handful of referred members. And because of that, I still managed to make over $700 from the Medium Partner Program last month. Honestly, it is my goal to start publishing more frequently on Medium again, but in the meantime, it is still a great source of revenue for me, even as a part-time writer. The point I'm trying to make is you don't need to feel discouraged if you can't post on Medium as often as other people do. And number 5, getting published in a large publication does not guarantee your success. And publishing in a small publication doesn't doom you. Publications have undergone a lot of changes in the year that I've been writing on Medium. Medium has shifted the focus and the money away from the publications and towards individual writers. And as a result, many publications have actually shut down in the past year. And because of that, some people seem to think that publications don't matter anymore. But I still always submit my pieces to publication because I don't see any benefit to self-publishing. And choosing the right publication can still help get your work in front of the right audience. Some factors that I look for when I'm choosing a publication include how big the publication is, if they have auto curation or not, and if the publication is a good fit for my audience. But even if you do give your article the best chance by finding the right publication for it that has a large audience, it doesn't guarantee your article's success. For example, here's an article that I had published in Better Humans last year. Better Humans is a huge publication and it's pretty hard to get accepted there too. So I was ecstatic when they accepted my submission. But this article did not perform well, as you can see. In 11 months, it's garnered 452 views and only $8. I think that this topic just didn't relate to a wide enough audience. This article is about grief, and everyone processes grief differently and experiences it at different times in their life. So I think this just didn't hit home with a large enough group of people to be successful. Now here's another article that I published in Artisanal Article Machine. This is a great publication and you should definitely go check it out. But it's quite a small publication, especially at the time that I published this article. But this ended up performing pretty well with over 7,500 views and $330. And again, it comes back to the article itself, which I think has an engaging headline and is about a topic that a large group of people are interested in. So what does this all mean? The key message here is that publications matter in the same way that curation matters. That is to say, they can help give your articles a leg up, but they're far from the be-all, end-all of your article's success. There's one overarching lesson that I want you to take away from this. There is no point in writing for algorithms. Curation may help or not help. Your article may start off really well and then abruptly fall off into obscurity. Or it may get no views for months and suddenly blow up. No matter what day you publish your article, the algorithm may or may not push it out to people. Quantity is only going to help you if there's quality to match. So the real secret then to getting views on Medium is to write for your readers. Write about topics that your audience is interested in. Spend time learning how to write clear and concise articles from your unique viewpoint. In other words, the best way to get views on Medium is to hone your craft as a writer. Because if your article is written well and appeals to the intended audience, it's the readers that will signal to the algorithm that your content is worth reading and sharing. So I hope this video was helpful and that it left you feeling encouraged that you don't need to try and figure out the algorithm. If you have any questions about Medium or writing online, feel free to drop them in the comments below and I will be around to answer. In the meantime, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.